every lie in public. Your honor is not in the hands of men. It is preserved in the heart of God. That is why you don't have to argue with everyone who misunderstands you. You don't need to waste your energy fighting shadows of gossip. The strength of a woman is not measured by how loud she shouts back, but by how deeply she can detach, stand in peace, and trust that her defender has already stepped into the battlefield. When you understand who you are, you realize that every lie is only temporary. Truth is not weak. It is eternal. A lie has an expiration date, but truth carries resurrection power. The same God who protected Esther in the palace, who defended Mary when Joseph doubted her purity, and who vindicated Hannah when she was mocked, is the God who will expose every liar standing against you. He does not defend you in private only. He raises a witness in public so that your honor is not just restored, but elevated. Detachment is the highest form of confidence. When you detach emotionally from the need to defend yourself, you are declaring that your value does not come from people's opinions, but from divine purpose. This is why you must not waste your tears on those who misjudge you. They did not design you, they cannot define you, and they will not destroy you. The woman who can remain silent while being lied upon is the woman who has discovered that heaven speaks louder than her words. Listen carefully. When God sends someone to defend you, it is not about you proving your point. It is about God proving his purpose. When he exposes the liar, it is not revenge, it is revelation. He reveals the weakness of falsehood so the strength of truth may stand as a testimony to his faithfulness. That is why you must keep your spirit free from bitterness, for bitterness contaminates your vindication. Detachment is your weapon, silence is your strategy, and trust is your shield. Every attack against your honor is evidence of the weight of your assignment. You are not attacked because you are weak. You are attacked because you carry glory. And when you choose detachment over reaction, confidence over insecurity, purpose over pain, you step into the realm of divine defense. God himself ensures that those who lied against you will become instruments of your elevation. When God places his hand upon your life, he does not only give you purpose, he also protects your honor. Honor is the invisible garment of dignity that covers you, and no lie, no slander, no accusation can strip it away permanently. There are moments when the enemy will attempt to smear your name, to twist stories, to create perceptions that do not reflect your true character. In those moments, it may feel as though the truth has been buried beneath layers of falsehood. But hear this clearly. God never allows your honor to be lost in the ashes of lies. He may permit a season of silence, a moment of testing where it looks as though the voices of accusation are louder than the voice of truth. But at the right time, he raises a defender, he positions someone, or sometimes even a circumstance, to speak for you, to clear your name, to remind everyone that your life is under divine covering. The beauty of God's protection is that he does not need your striving to secure it. He does not require you to fight with words to prove your worth or to explain yourself to everyone who doubts you. Your honor is preserved in heaven's records. When the time comes, heaven reveals what earth tried to conceal. God knows that honor is essential to your assignment because without honor, influence is weakened. That is why he defends you, not just to comfort you, to preserve your credibility for the future he has prepared. Even when people attempt to shame you in private, God has a way of restoring you in public. The preservation of your honor is not about protecting your feelings. It is about protecting your destiny, and God never allows destiny to be silenced by deception. Lies are like smoke. They rise quickly. They cloud the air. They confuse those who look on, but they cannot last. Truth, on the other hand, is like fire. It may burn quietly and unseen at first, but eventually it consumes the smoke and reveals what is real. When false accusations are spoken against you, it may seem as if the lie has won. People may believe it, voices may echo it, and even your own heart may feel the sting of betrayal. Yet truth does not panic. Truth does not rush. Truth is patient because it knows it cannot be erased. God himself is truth. And when you are aligned with him, you do not need to fear the temporary power of deception. The danger of lies is that they are loud in the moment, but their very noise reveals their weakness. They require constant fuel, constant repetition, constant effort to keep them alive. But truth is eternal. It does not need to be defended endlessly because it carries within itself the power of revelation. The appointed time, truth rises. It rises in such a way that no one can deny it. And when it does, the lie collapses under its own weight. This is why God always ensures that truth has a voice. Sometimes it comes through a person who defends you, sometimes through circumstances that cannot be denied, and sometimes through divine timing that exposes what was hidden in the dark. When you understand this principle, you stop chasing every rumor, you stop trying to argue with every accusation, and you rest in the knowledge that truth is working on your behalf. Lies may shout for a season, but truth has the final word, and its word is eternal. There are times in life when you will face accusations, rejection, or betrayal so heavy that your own voice feels too weak to respond. In those moments, God proves that you are not alone by sending someone to stand in your defense. He raises individuals, sometimes unexpected and unlikely, who will speak what you cannot speak, who will stand where you cannot stand, and who will fight battles that were never yours to fight. Defenders are not sent to inflate your pride or to satisfy your desire for vindication. They are sent because your destiny must be preserved. Tarnished reputation can limit your influence, and so God will not allow your name to be buried under falsehood. He places people in position to protect not just your image, but your assignment. When God positions a defender, it is a divine appointment. You may not even ask for it. You may not even know they are coming. He stirs the heart of someone to rise at the exact moment you need covering. This is why you must trust that even in silence, heaven is working. Esther needed Mordecai, Mary needed Joseph, Paul needed Barnabas. Each one had someone placed by God to ensure their honor was not lost and their assignment was not destroyed. In the same way, when God sees injustice aimed at you, he moves through people who carry the courage to stand up for what is right. It is important to understand that this defense is never about your ego. It is about the credibility that your purpose demands. Knows that your voice is meant to influence, your life is meant to inspire, and your example is meant to lead. That is why he assigns defenders not to protect your pride, but to secure your platform. When God exposes a liar, it is never simply to satisfy your desire for justice. His purpose is always greater. Lies are designed to destroy credibility, to poison perception, and to suffocate destiny. If they remain hidden, they have the power to spread and weaken influence. But God, in his wisdom, allows deception only for a season. He watches as lies run their course, and then at the right time, he shines his light so that what was hidden in darkness is revealed openly. Exposure is not about embarrassing the liar. It is about restoring the one who has been falsely accused and proving that truth cannot be silenced. When exposure happens, it is often sudden and undeniable. What was whispered in corners is shouted from the rooftops. The very schemes that were crafted in secret become the evidence of their own collapse. And in that moment, your integrity is not only restored, it is elevated. People who once doubted you are forced to acknowledge the hand of God upon your life. Your honor is not just defended, it is magnified. God does this because he understands that your influence depends on the trust of others, and so he does not allow lies to permanently distort the truth of who you are. It is also important to recognize that exposure is never about revenge. If you see it only as payback, you miss the depth of what God is doing. Exposure is about cleansing, about removing contamination from your path, about ensuring that the foundations of your purpose are secure. God will not let you build your destiny on the fragile ground of deception. By exposing the liar, he clears the atmosphere so you can move forward without the weight of suspicion or the shadow of falsehood following you. A woman who has discovered the power of detachment understands that not every battle is hers to fight. When lies and accusations come, her greatest strength is not found in her ability to argue back, but in her decision to rise above the noise. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means refusing to allow negativity to control your spirit. It is the inner confidence that says, I know who I am, and I do not need to waste my energy proving it to anyone. This type of strength is rare because most people respond to falsehood with defensiveness, anger, or despair. But the woman who is anchored in divine identity knows that her silence speaks louder than her retaliation. Detachment is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the recognition that emotional reactions only feed the fire of the accuser. When you refuse to be drawn into unnecessary battles, you disarm the one who seeks to destroy your peace. This is why Scripture often reminds us, the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. To detach is to trust that heaven is more capable of defending you than your own words. It is to rest in the assurance that no matter how dark the lie may seem, God's light will uncover the truth at the right time. The woman who practices detachment carries an atmosphere of peace that cannot be shaken. She walks with grace even when she is misrepresented, because she knows her honor is not in human hands. People may whisper, tongues may wag, but her composure reveals that she belongs to a higher kingdom. This composure itself becomes a testimony, for when others expect you to break down, your stillness and strength announce that your defender has already taken the case. Confidence is not built on the fragile approval of people. It is rooted in the unshakable knowledge of who you are in God. When a woman discovers that her honor and identity do not come from the applause of others, she steps into a realm of freedom that few ever experience. Human approval is unstable. Today they celebrate you. Tomorrow they question you. And the day after they may forget you altogether. If your worth is tied to that cycle, you will live in constant insecurity. But when your confidence flows from divine identity, you become untouchable by the shifting opinions of man. Detachment from the need for validation is one of the clearest signs of true strength. The woman who no longer seeks to prove herself is the woman who has already proven her value in silence. She understands that her design was intentional, her purpose is eternal, and her worth is beyond negotiation. This confidence is not arrogance, it is alignment. It is living from the truth that she is fearfully and wonderfully made, chosen for a destiny that cannot be canceled by slander or diminished by lies. When accusations arise, this confidence keeps her calm. She does not panic because she knows that her identity was settled long before any voice tried to define her. She does not strive for recognition because she carries recognition from heaven. This unshakable assurance makes her a pillar of strength. Even when she is misunderstood, she remains steady because she is not anchored to perception, but to purpose. This stability intimidates the enemy, for nothing disarms a liar more than a woman who refuses to be shaken by words. Her confidence is not in what others say about her, but in what God has already declared over her life. Every false accusation, every betrayal, and every moment of dishonor is not just an attack, it is also an announcement of your assignment. The enemy does not waste energy on empty vessels. He targets those who carry weight, those who have been marked with glory. What may feel like an attempt to silence you is, in fact, a signal that there is something within you too powerful to be ignored. Pain becomes the soil in which purpose is revealed. When lies surround you, when friends turn against you, when trust is broken, it is easy to believe that your life has been derailed. Yet in God's economy, nothing is wasted. The very wounds meant to destroy you become the doorways that lead you deeper into your calling. It is in the furnace of falsehood that you discover resilience you never knew you had. It is through betrayal that you learn to detach from human approval and lean fully on divine validation. Every negative word spoken against you is an opportunity to prove that your identity is anchored in heaven, not in earth's unstable voices. What was meant to shoot down becomes the very reason you rise higher. The fire that was supposed to consume you refines you instead. When you emerge, you are stronger, clearer, and more focused than before. Purpose is always birthed through pain. Joseph's destiny required betrayal by his brothers. David's kingship required accusations from Saul. Even Jesus himself was surrounded by lies before he stepped into glory. The same principle applies to you. Every lie, every wound, every unjust moment is a setup for elevation. What was sent to silence you becomes the amplifier of your voice. What was designed to bury you becomes the very ground from which your greatness springs forth. Woman, never forget that your life is not in the hands of liars, gossips, or accusers. It is in the hands of the one who created you with honor, purpose, and destiny. Let the world speak. Let falsehood rise. Let deception try to cloud your name. None of it can cancel what God has already written over you. Your silence is not weakness. It is strategy. Your detachment is not avoidance. It is wisdom. And your confidence is not arrogance. It is the reflection of heaven's truth in your soul. The same God who defends sparrows in the sky and clothes the lilies in the field has already declared that he will defend your honor before men. Do not bend under the weight of lies. Do not waste your tears on voices that do not matter. Do not allow the temporary noise of accusation to drown out the eternal voice of destiny. Stand tall, stand still, and stand unshaken. Because your defender has already risen, the liar will be exposed, your honor will be restored, and your purpose will shine brighter than ever before.